Welcome to the Hermitage on the sixth Sunday in Easter time. I would like to spend just a little bit of time on that gospel passage where Jesus says, true love really manifests itself when you give your life for another one. And when I was preparing for this homily, I was thinking of one of our friars by the name of Maximilian Kolbe, who was in the concentration camp at Auschwitz. And because one of the prisoners broke a rule and no one would rat on the person who broke the rule, the authorities picked out 10 men that they were going to execute. And one of those young men was a person who had a wife and family, and he was begging that they not take him. And so Maximilian said, well, I'll take his place. And so these 10 people were put into a prison and were left there to starve to death. And I had the opportunity to get to Auschwitz myself, and the feeling in that camp was just so awful. But when I walked into the cell where Maximilian and these people died, there was a completely different feeling. They had a huge bouquet of fresh flowers, and there was this magnificent scent and this feeling, which was the love of this man and for another person. Now, that's a very extreme case of giving your life. But also this week I got a letter from one of our friars who was working in Africa, and he and his team are doing what they can to save the lives of infants. And he described how they found a baby who was prematurely born in a latrine. And they rescued this child and nursed this child back to health and are continuing to raise these kinds of children. And this is a completely different way of giving your life for someone else. But it's the same idea. Well, I think that this kind of thing is happening under our eyes all the time. For example, I cannot imagine what it's like for parents with a newborn child, taking care of that child 24/7, and getting up in the middle of the night to take care of that child. These parents are actually putting their lives on hold and giving their entire life to this child. Right? And I see the very same thing, for example, with grandparents. Some of them will forget about their own life, and they take time, for example, to go to see their grandkids playing football or basketball, or parents who take time out to travel large distances to be with their grandkids so that that bond is continuing to grow. And I have seen children, grown-ups, taking care of their parents in nursing homes. My dear friends, there are so many different ways in which we can give our lives for other people. And that's what this gospel is all about. It's just not about a particular instant. It's about something that happens in our lives every day. And so what I am suggesting is that during this week, you look into your lives to look at where God wants you to put your life. And I want to say a very special thank you to all you mothers who are out there. I have been so supported by exceptional women who are really wonderful mothers. I want to thank you all for that good example. You all represent the divine feminine, which we need very, very much at this particular point in time in our history. May this week be a very fruitful one for all of you as you find ways in giving your life to others. And please remember this, you have no limit. You are all powerful spiritual beings because the divine presence is with you all the time. God bless you and have a wonderful week.